I'm here. Hey Devs, it's been a while. In this time I was working on some landscape and stuff, and I was trying to do good looking realistic scenes. Then I just realized I hate Unreal Engine foliage systems, so let's dive into the programs and let's see what have I done. Okay, we're starting with Gaea 2. This is a great terrain program. There is also the first one, and I think it is working great too. This is just come out recently, and I kind of like it. I'm not a great Gaea expert. I'm just using this maybe since last like 2 or 3 months, and I'm gonna show you what I have done to achieve the landscape. First, I have two different rugged elements. As you can see, they're different scale and seeds. Then I'm combining 2 of those, and I add fractal terrace, which is, as you can see, it is taking the lower point and making it lower so it can create a layer on the terrain. You can see the difference. Those values on the right side is just, it's all about your taste. You can do everything, whatever you want. I think it's totally okay. Then what I have done, I just create a lake where the water will be. I didn't use it in the Unreal Engine. I'm gonna explain you why. Then I added trees. So you can export those like lake and trees as a height map or a mask. So in material systems or however you want, you can use those as a mask. So you can only grow trees on foliage maybe in those areas, which is, I think, so cool. If you want a tutorial of Gaea, 1 or 2 doesn't matter. I can create a simple tutorial how you can create great landscapes. If you want, please like it and write a comment down below so I can see it. What I also I added some details to fractal terrace. I didn't add, as you can see, to lake and trees. I add the latest terrain shape stones. I'm gonna show you the difference. As you can see, it is making less blurry, and it looks like more stony, which is, I kind of like it. Then I created some maps in here in the output section. In assets, you can choose to export Unity, Unreal, Point Cloud, or you can export as a mesh in render. There's like ambient occlusion, cartography, which is I'm going to show you. Occlusion, it's just an occlusion map of the terrain. And there's also normal map if you want to use it. I think it's useful, that's why I downloaded. Cartography, I'm not sure what can we use this one, cartography. Maybe it is helpful for creating a 2D minimap, which is 3D, something like that. I think I can use it. It's pretty good. And there's also Unreal. When you added Unreal, it's just basically optimizing for Unreal of these maps, and you can click right and click mark for export, and in the build section, as you can see, I'm a PNG 16 Unreal. I'm just getting this node to export it. Let's go to the Unreal. In the Unreal, I just made a forest and stuff, which is I use PCG. I'm gonna show you in a second, don't go somewhere. So this is the map. I think it's pretty fine. I tried multiple systems for material, for water, for foliage. I tried so many things, and I believe this is the working best right now. If you're asking landscape material, I'm using Unreal Sense's auto landscape material. I could write from scratch, but I think there's no need to do that because he made perfectly. I just changed a bit, I just tweaked for my own taste, then I'm using it. Those things are Easy Fog, made by William Fancher. I think he's a great Unreal Engine artist. Those are, by the way, Unreal material is free. And Easy Fog, I think it is a couple bucks in the Epic Games Market. You can check it out, he is putting discount sometimes. The water system is just purely Unreal default water. I could use ocean system for cinematics. I have that too. I tried, actually I got some exports with cinematic ocean, but it is killing all the performance. So in the scene I'm just using normal water material, normal water system that built-in coming with Unreal. And I made a little lake like that. It is act like coming from the mountains. So right now it is not looking exactly great because of the exponential high fog. So let's make it much less and height fall off. Make it more up and close off the volumetric fog. So it is because it's a huge map. Oh, I was going to show you how you can export it. You're going to edit plugins and you type in Gaea to Unreal. You can download this thing and you need to put the Unreal file, the plugin file. Then you can see it in here and enable it. You need to restart it. After that, click here. It is asking you to import a high map. Normally, you need to adjust those scales based on what is the resolution you multiplying and adding some values, which is right now you're seeing in the screen. This is the formula if you want to use any high map for the landscape, but it is doing automatically. So I think it's great. You're just clicking import height map, you getting your height map, create a landscape, and it's done. It's just giving to the landscape, and I think it's great. Those are the maps. For example, this is trees. Like the white areas is where's the trees, and black ones where's the trees not. You can export all of the maps in the Gaea, and they're working pretty fine. First, I'm gonna show you some problem solution that you might have in a big areas like that. If you're using ray tracing, hardware ray tracing, and ray tracing shadow, you might have a problem like that, which is, let me show you. I'm gonna open ray tracing shadows. Ray tracing shadows right now is open, but this thing, normal bias, is normally coming like this, and you might have this kind of ugly shadows. It is because of the shadow bias of the ray tracing. You can first make sure your shadow maps are not virtual. You can edit, go to project settings, type shadow, and in shadow map method, I'm not using virtual shadow maps because it is creating some glitches in the shadows. But of course there's so many optimization reasons why we're using virtual textures and virtual shadows, but this is for cinematic, so I'm not going to use it. If you open your virtual ray tracing shadows, and if you have a problem like that, just type this command, ray tracing normal bias. It will be 0.1. Let's make it like 5. Also, it is not killing any performance. Let me show you. Right now I'm getting like 45. As you can see, I'm just gonna make it again, this still 44, 45. Of course it's doing something in the background, but I didn't have any performance problem. So let's go to the PCG. This procedural trees, I think procedural thing, PCG working great. I still don't believe it is good for games because you need to create custom path so player can walk around. Actually, you still can use it with landscape layers and some tweaks in the PCG, but just for cinematics, I think they're working so much fine. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you how you can create. If you want a PCG easy tutorial, just write a comment down below too. Let's go to PCG graph. I just create a simple procedural graph. I'm not using input or output, just I'm getting landscape data. I'm using 5.4. If you're using lower versions, it will be in the input. I'm using surface sampler, points per square meter, how many points will be in a square meter. Then I'm using density filter. It is important, if you don't use it, there will be like a, when you put your PCG, will be like thousands of trees and it is all killing the performance. Then I'm using transform points. I'm choosing offset because I don't want in some shaped areas in the landscape, trees can be like floating in the air, so we don't want that. So I made Z value is -10. Then just static mesh spawner. In here in mesh and trees, I'm choosing which meshes I want. This is working like a producer foliage. You can choose everything in here. You can change the mobility. You can change all of the, like, is it gonna cast shadows? Is it gonna cast ray tracing shadows and stuff? Every detail in here, and I like it a lot. I didn't use PCG before. I was just hand painting, but I think I'm gonna use PCG for cinematics anymore. So I just created like that, and all of those different samplers are one for trees, one for bush, one for rock, one for wood, and different stuff. So with that way, I can create a forest like that in a second. Let me show you how fast it is. After you adjusted everything, let's go to the PCG graph and just clean up. As you can see, it is fully free. When I generate, it is generating in that fast, and I think it's a great tool. So that was the video that I want to show you how did I do this scene. I just tweaked a lot of settings. I'm using a lot of console variables, and by the way, this console variables is a plugin. You must enable it from the plugins. Make sure to do it because it's so making it easier to handle everything. And I'm gonna create two different tutorial in the future. One, it will be a Gaea, how you can create a basic terrain and import to Unreal with details. And I'm trying to understand how PCG works. I need to dive into a bit. So I'm gonna create a tutorial that how you can create a forest in a, like, just maybe 5 minutes. That was the content. I hope you like it, and I hope you like my terrain because I spend a lot of time. Also, I have the cameras. Let's move one and watch for terrain. That was the content. I hope you like it. In future, I'm gonna do more and more content like that. Until the next videos, which they will be tutorials. As you know, I have two different plugins. One is retro camera and another one is day and night plugin. You can also access them from Gumroad in the link in the description. See ya.